Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. It could be because even banks and financial experts are saying buy Bitcoin. When there's bank failures and bank weakness, you go buy Bitcoin, right? It makes sense. And this quote also got me thinking too. Look at this quote. The safe haven signal will lead to a new crypto cycle, pushing digital wallets as on-chain savings accounts. The gap between treasury rates and bank deposit rates will continue to hollow out banks. That's interesting because treasury rates, the bond rates, are way higher than a savings account, right? So that will actually pull deposits out. That I actually didn't. It makes a whole lot of sense, but I didn't connect the two before. But you think about it, that's another reason why banks are seeing their deposits dwindle, because why hold money in savings when you're getting like 0.025 from a bank when you could get like 5% from a treasury bill, right? And weak balance sheets leading to another round of mass migration to money market. So basically, there's a lot of reasons why banks are struggling right now. Rates are high, so there's no business, and now people are pulling their savings out. This is a strong case for Bitcoin. And I would argue, why would you put it into treasury notes or bonds when you could be buying Bitcoin? Today is the last Friday of the month. April kind of flew by really quick. There's a huge expirations for options and futures, $4.6 billion. Now, we haven't seen this affect markets much recently. I remember once upon a time, these expirations cause a ton of volatility. It's sometimes good, sometimes bad. After expiration, you see Bitcoin shoot up, or sometimes you see it go down beforehand, right? These days, not so much. But still, the volume for options and futures exploding right now. So, makes a whole lot of sense. And because it makes a whole lot of sense, that's why MicroStrategy is in a really good position, holding 140,000 Bitcoins. 140,000. Imagine when Bitcoin gets to 70,000, 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, $1 million. What position? I mean, it would make MicroStrategy the biggest company on earth by market cap. If they hold that many Bitcoins, no one else is really anywhere close. Bitcoin and Lightning for corporations. Every year, MicroStrategy holds a conference to get businesses involved with Bitcoin. And this year specifically, it's around Lightning Network, utilizing this layer 2 that can, basically, it's a settlement layer for Bitcoin and allows any corporation or institution to send Bitcoin anywhere in the world pretty much instantaneously and almost feeless. Binance, and they're about to enter Japan also. Unfortunately, they pulled out of Voyager, so we have to, those of us that have crypto on Voyager, we have to wait much longer for them to figure out how much crypto's left to distribute. We have Gary to thank for that. Still, so many good charts. This one's showing us how we're coming up from bottom. Basically, again, this is indicating we're entering a new cycle. Okay, we're not at the bull run peak cycle, but we have definitely started this next cycle, okay, which is recovery, and then we get into the crazy exponential growth stage, right? But we have started the new cycle, and this one is looking at EMA 100. It's pretty clear. It's color-coded. I mean, you can't really miss it, right? When you break below the EMA 100, it's no good. But when you break above it, it's very good. So that's exactly what happened. We're also getting close to a month end, right? So that is important. Here's something else. Mayer multiple indicator, rainbow, right? Anytime we break into the yellow, that's also very good. Okay, it's signaling the bottom. There's a few times back in 2020 when we broke above. This time around, we did break below. But we have broken above again, and it seems like we are getting ready to hit the next leg up. And the next leg up, according to this, will probably be around 37,000. That's where the green mark is. And then we're probably going to hit that top of the yellow, which will be around $50,000. Again, a lot of people have hinted that, and that may be coming sooner than expected. A lot of people think that it could come as soon as July. You guys get the picture, right? I mean, it's just a really good time to be in Bitcoin. If you have not been loading up, you may want to think about it. If you've been DCing all this time, then great. Okay, but this is definitely the time to be in Bitcoin and crypto. Coinbase responds to a Wells notice. It's funny. Coinbase is trying to get clarity. So they've been waiting for a year, got no clarity from the SEC, decided to sue them. Now, Coinbase receives a Wells notice from the SEC saying, if you don't pull back your lawsuit, we will sue you. How can you do that? That's like, there's no valid reason. Okay, Coinbase is suing the SEC for an answer. And now SEC is saying, you better not seek that answer or we're going to sue you. Like, how does that make sense? This is how Gary and the SEC is operating right now. They don't want to give any guidance or clarity. Gary Gensler keeps putting out these videos which he thinks is funny and clever. Like yesterday, something about goldfish or whatever, right? Keeps saying that the rules are in place. Just come and register. You don't think Coinbase have done that? You don't think like a publicly traded company like Coinbase, the biggest exchange on earth in the U.S., haven't tried to get answers from you, Gary? You're trying to make it seem like, yes, none of these guys have come to me and it's as simple as coming in and talking, right? You don't think any of these guys have tried? They all have been trying, but just like that House congressional meeting where someone, the House, the I forgot his name, but the main person asked Gary head on, is Ethereum a security? And he keeps dodging it. Okay, he dodged it for like 5 minutes. That's probably what's been happening with these guys that go to Gary and the SEC. They want answers, but they refuse to give direct answers. That's the problem, right? Congress or Biden, they need to do something about Gary. We need someone in charge that people could feel, or companies specifically, can feel like they can go to and actually get some real guidance and clarity and get some real rules and laws in place that can innovate, that can spur innovation and move us forward, not backwards. What's happening right now is backwards, right? So I just find this ridiculous that Coinbase gets a Wells notice saying you should pull your lawsuit back, otherwise we will sue you. What kind of threat is that? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? And this is the situation we're in. That's why so many projects in the U.S. and exchanges are thinking about leaving the U.S. Coinbase said so. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase said so himself. Like, if we don't get some real clarity, we may think about moving out of the U.S. That would be absolutely horrible.